you into your life, you can't expect a life filled with abundance and freedom and all of these things that we want when you're not looking at the right images every day. Okay, if you don't have a vision board in your room that tells me what car you want, what house you want to live in, what places you want to travel to, the things you want to do for your family, then I know you're not serious about it. You gotta have something on a day-to-day basis that you can see every day that can remind you of what you are striving and working for every day. Okay, when you walk into my room, you see my goals. Okay, you see where I'm going. You already have an idea of what it is that I want because I have it all over my room. And I remember before I actually moved out here to Miami, in Arizona, that was when it was really intense. Right now I only have it in my room, okay, because I have roommates now. But back in Arizona, I had the whole apartment, so we had it all over the house, like in the living room, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in both rooms. That we had a two-bedroom. We even had it in the laundromat, literally. We had it all over the house because we understood that we had to saturate our minds with the images of the things that we wanted. So we had cars, Rolls Royces pasted on the wall. We had the next level in our business that we wanted to get to pasted in our rooms. We had, the houses, we had the places we wanted to travel to. We had affirmations all over. We had little sticky notes that we had pasted on the kitchen all over. I am abundant. I am successful. I am earning $10,000 a month. I am earning $25,000 a month. I am the owner of a brand new 2021 Rolls Royce. We had all of these images, all of these words all over the house. And we saturated our mind with these images and these words because we understood that whatever we were going to see in our mind consistently is what was going to be brought to our physical reality in the next coming months. And guys, I promise you this, all right? And I want you guys to really listen to what I'm about to tell you guys. When I was living in Arizona, I was living in a very nice two-bedroom condo in Arizona. Very nice. Very grateful for it. Okay. And that was at the beginning of the year, from about January to like about March is when I really was there. I was really there before that, but that's when I was like really there. I really officially went out there. And I was finishing up the lease there. And for those 3 months that I was there, we literally saturated our minds with nothing but positive images of where we're going. And to think about it, I had an image of a penthouse in Miami on the beach, and now I'm living in it. And I would see it every day, and I would celebrate it every single day. Okay. I had an image of me earning $30,000 a month. Guess what? Now I'm earning that and more. I had images of having my own brand. Guess what? I have my own brand now. I have my own clothing. A lot of the images that I had pasted on my wall in that apartment in Arizona have already been brought to life and have already been brought to my reality. So what I want you all to understand is that I want you guys to take this serious. And after you guys finish listening to this podcast, don't just listen to it, okay? Don't just listen to it, but make sure that every single one of you guys actually go and apply this information, right? We talked about number one, the words that you speak and you hear, okay? Change the way that you're speaking and change the way and change the things that you're listening to, all right? But then number two, we're talking about the images now. If I were to walk into your room a week from now, am I going to see your goals pasted on your wall? Are you going to have a vision board? I want to be able to walk into your room and I'm like, okay, this person wants this car. They want to travel to this place. They want to live in this house. Okay, they want to do this for their family. They want to build schools over here. I want to be able to see your future in your room. I want to be able to see your future in your room, because that's what's going to tell me where you're headed. Because now I know what you're seeing every day. And I know that it's only a matter of time before what you put into your mind shows up in the physical universe. And that's what I want you all to understand. Everything that I have today is because I consistently spoke about it. I consistently heard it, but I also consistently saw it every day with my eyes because of the images that I was seeing every day. Guys, it's part of my lock screen on my phone and my laptop. I do something called dream building every week. What's dream building? Sometimes I just go on YouTube for an hour and I just look at mansions, penthouses, my dream cars, um, countries I want to travel to, 5-star resorts, the best of the best stuff, like just dream building, seeing myself there. Wow, this is the lifestyle I'm gonna live. I'm so grateful. This is so dope. This is so cool. Yes, yes, yes. Give me more, give me more. I deserve this. I deserve this. Yes, yes, yes. Why? Because everything that you put on your mind, you can hold in your hands, guys. Very, very important. So that's the second thing that your belief system is made up of, which is the images that you look at every day. And then the last and final thing that your belief system is made up of is the emotions created by the environment you put yourself in. All right. Number three is the emotions created by the environment you put yourself in. Remember, guys, you are not a product of your environment. Your environment is a product of you. You are not a product of your environment. Your environment is a product of you. So the environment that you've created for yourself is the one that you have to get yourself out of now. Okay? Because you see, that environment that you guys are currently in, all right, might not be the one that you want. And it might not be the one that's going to help you get to where you want to go. Now, if you're listening to this and you have a great environment, great, improve it. What are ways that we can improve that environment and make it more powerful? Or how can you put yourself in better environments where you can start elevating? Because there's always new levels to certain things. But for some of us, for example, you know, I grew up in, Washington Heights, New York City. Okay, I'm from a place where if you walk outside, there's drugs being sold on every corner. There's homeless people sleeping on the street. Okay, there's a bunch of people who are negative and just bad attitudes, and those are not environments that you want to be a part of. Everybody loves to drink, they love to smoke, they like to chill, and nothing wrong with that because I was once one of those individuals. Okay, but I understood that in order for me to change my situation, I had to change my environment. Okay, and the way that I changed my environment was I changed my environment in my mind. All right, I understood that I couldn't accept certain things anymore that I would once accept. I couldn't accept the fact that I lived in a 3-bedroom apartment in New York City. So every day that I would go home, instead of me going up to the 6th floor to my 3-bedroom apartment, I was actually going into my penthouse. I would look at it as I was going into my penthouse. I created a new environment in my mind for the things that I was living in. Okay, I surrounded myself in a more positive group of people. Okay, I wasn't hanging out with my negative friends as much anymore. Still had love for them, still appreciate them for everything. Okay, but I had to start hanging out with people that were gonna help me grow. I wanted to be the brokest person in the room and I wanted to be the dumbest person in the room. I put myself in environments that made me uncomfortable. I put myself in growth environments, not in fixed environments. And that's something that happens a lot here is you got to put yourself in environments where you are growing. You see, because in fixed environment, you're filled with people that limit themselves, that don't believe in themselves, that doubt themselves. And you become an average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Okay. Take a look at right now, as I'm talking to you guys right now, just take a quick 5 seconds. Who are the 5 people that you talk to most? Think about it. Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it your siblings? Is it your girlfriend, your boyfriend, husband, wife? Is it your business partner? Who do you talk to most? Who are the All right, let's get this call started. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Grand rising, and happy Thursday. Let me just clean up this camera right here. Welcome to Mornings with Nano. Um, I'm super excited to be here with all of you guys. As you guys all can see, I'm doing this call today. Yeah, that episode is super sauce. Literally, I was like, sheesh, I hope more people hear this. Um, but I'm super excited. For anyone who's brand new, to Mornings with Nano, this is the Mornings with Nano headquarters from my mom's house. I'm always excited to come back because this is where it all started. For my OGs that have been on Mornings with Nano for the last couple of years, this is where it all started for me. It started right here in these headquarters right here. If you know, you know, right? We got the OG Mornings with Nano cup here. This is a staple right here. Nobody knows about these right here. And another thing I got here as well, I need to bring them out because I need to show them how important the journey is. Another thing you get a chance to see here is this. All the journals that I have here in New York that I don't take to Miami because I leave them here because of how important they are to me. But here the whole journey has been documented from broke all the way to where I am today, guys. The whole journey documented. I'm not going to read from all of them, but I just wanted to have them here because, like I said, it's a full circle moment for me. Anytime I come back home, anytime I get a chance to, come back to my mom and dad's house, I always have such a humbling experience. I was actually, talking with this on my private group yesterday on the MMX family, that it always comes back full circle. I think that it's very humbling for me to come back based off of, because when you change your environment, right? And this is just a little bit of small talk before I get into what I want to get into. But, when you change your environment, and I've been living outside of this home now for 3 years, almost 4 years, it changes. When you come back, you start to realize, like, wow, bro, like, this is where I grew up. Like, this is where I created my reality from. Like, if one day I'm going to do like a YouTube vlog or something, like showing you guys my apartment, my room, like just everything. And I had every opportunity to make an excuse, but I never did. And we've made it happen. And every time I come back, it's like, you started here, and then you go, you live your life, you travel the world, you help people, you make money, you do all these things, and then you come back, and then it's like, but this time around, you created more experience, you had more, challenges, you traveled to more places, you made more money, and then you come back, and it's almost like a checkpoint, right? It's almost like a reminder, like, yo, this is where you were, this is where it all started. And it's very, it's a very humbling experience. I cannot wait till you guys do the exact same. I can't wait till you guys, move out of where you're living at right now, right? Where it all started, whether it's your parents' house, whether it's your apartment now, whether you're in your dorm room, wherever it is. I can't wait for you to go out there and take massive action for a period of time. And then one day come back and just sit here and just be like, wow, we did this, right? Mornings with Nano started on this same exact seat June 20th of 2019, fam. June 20th of 2019. So if you think about that, in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks from today, is going to be Mornings with Nano's 5-year anniversary. Now think about this really quick. When I started Mornings with Nano, this was 2019 June. I was making barely $1,000 to $2,000 a month. I didn't have YouTube at the time. By the way, guys, we hit 10,000 subscribers. Let's go. First off, I do want to say thank you for that. Thank you for everybody who supports the YouTube channel. Thank you for everybody who shares it with other people. We hit 10,000 subscribers, so I'm very, very happy about that. I checked this morning. I'm like, let me see if we've hit it, Let me see if we've hit it yet. And it was 10,001 subscribers, fam. So that's a big accomplishment for me. I remember when people would tell me, like, bro, you need to be on YouTube. You need to be on YouTube. You need to be on YouTube. And, I for a long time, I didn't do the YouTube way. And then it was like, all right, let me just try it. And we finally did it. So we did hit 10K subscribers. But before I get into my training, last thing I want to say is this though. You just got to always remember, guys, that no matter what you do in life, everything always comes back full circle, which is what my training is all about today. Full circle development, right? Because when you start something, you got to remember that a lot of these things, a lot of these seeds that you plant, a lot of these things that you speak, a lot of the actions that you take, everything eventually will come back. And the only way that you'll know if you really did the work is when you come back and you sit right back where you were at the beginning. Do you feel like you made progress? Did you learn new things? Were you able to meet new people? Were you able to overcome your fears and your challenges? Were you able to do those things, right? This is what it's all about right here. And this is what this is for me. I love coming back home because it is such a humbling experience every single time. It actually never, ever, ever fails. And it reminds me that you can never forget where you came from. Never, ever, ever forget where you came from. I literally spent last night walking from neighborhood to neighborhood, hanging out with old friends, old people, just shaking hands, spending some time with them. I played some dices late last night with some of my friends. It was just an amazing experience, fam. So, I just want to say that I'm grateful for those who are seeing this for the first time. This is my mom and dad's house. This is where it all started back when I had nothing. And look at how much I've been able to do since it started here. I've traveled the world. I've spoken on stages in front of thousands of people. I lived in penthouses. I have my own apartment, made a lot of money, have my own brand, crypto investor, successful trader, world traveler. You start to think about those things. And look, now it all comes back full circle. And you're like, damn, man, I remember when you were here. But you have to keep going and you got to keep giving it a chance, right? So, appreciate you, fam. So let's talk about this, right? That was just a little small pep talk. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the journals as well because the journals are powerful. But let's get started with today's training, right? Today's training is called Full Circle Development, right? Full Circle Development. Now, what is Full Circle Development? Basically, is how your present shapes your future. That's what we're gonna be talking about. How what you do today, what you do tomorrow, what you did yesterday is going to determine what your future looks like. Okay. And you got to be extremely conscious of this. And you got to make sure that you're planting the right seeds, you're taking the right actions, and that everything is working in your favor. So if you guys are ready to take notes today, put a 111 in the chat box. I just wanted to make sure I got everybody in. We got about 100 plus on YouTube. We got another 50 or so on Instagram. It really is, Holly. The background is very nostalgic for sure. Very, very, very nostalgic. So let's talk about it. Full circle development. How your present shapes your future. How your present shapes your future. Now, I always say this, right? And I actually I actually thought about this last night as I was walking home. It always comes back full circle, right? Which basically means that the efforts and the choices you make today will be connected with our future at some point, right? But it all comes down to that personal development. The long-term impact that personal development has on our professional and business life. It has an impact in our professional life. It has an impact in our relationships. It has, an impact in our finances. It has an impact in every area of our lives. That's what ends up happening. So let's start with point number one. Okay, the seed, right? Point number one is the seed. What do you mean by the seed, right? You got to remember, guys, everything starts off with an idea, the seed. And all of us here today, we all have things that we want to accomplish. We all have things that we want to achieve. We want specific houses. We want specific incomes. We want specific cars. We want places that we want to travel to. Okay. We want to give back to specific communities. We want to do things for our families, for our kids. So those are all seeds, right? Those are all seeds of what we want in life. Okay. This is very important because you got to first plant the seed, but you also got to go into the journey, understanding that you don't plant the seed today and eat the fruit tomorrow. We here, baby. We don't plant the seed today and eat the fruit tomorrow. Okay? So what we do today is like planting seeds. You woke up today. Did you do your morning routine? Did you visualize today? Did you write your goals down? Did you read today? Did you listen to a good audio, a good podcast, a good YouTube with Mornings with Nano, right? Right? Did you do what you were supposed to do this morning? Those are seeds that you're planting. Okay? Writing your goals down. Every time you write your goal down, that's a seed planted. Right? Every time you journal and you write down how you feel, every time you write down your we talked about it the other day, your scripting, writing in the present tense like you already have everything that you want. Those are seeds being planted. Every time you read a couple pages of a good book, shout out to my little brother Daniel Santiago. He bought me this book right here, the most famous little red book that makes your dreams come true. It's a little pocket book. He bought it for me. He was like, bro, just keep reading this book over and 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 over again. Right? Kevin Trudeau said, hey, he read this book over 100 times. I'm like, say less. Right? Easy stuff. He bought it for me, and guess what? Now I carry it with me everywhere. Right? Everywhere I go. And you know what's funny? This book right here that says the famous little red book that makes your dream come true, everything that this book taught me, literally, I teach it on Mornings with Nano almost every single day. And it's an easy book. It's a pocket book. You bring it with you everywhere it goes, right? And you know what's funny? Look at it right here. Look at what it says. Listen to this. Look at the plan. Look at the plan that it gives you in the book, just so you guys kind of have an idea of it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. It says, the plan. Write down on a paper in order of importance the things and the conditions you really want. Right? So write down. Remember what I always say, write it down. Don't type it. Don't put it in your notes. Write it. Pen to paper. Blue ink, white paper. Write down on paper in order from the importance of the things and conditions you really want. So what's the most important thing to you? Is it retiring your family? Is it making a certain amount of money? Is it putting your kids in a better school? Is it moving out of your parents' house? Is it buying a new house? Is it a car? Is it your trading account? Like, what's from most important to least important? Write down all the things and the conditions that you want. Remember, these are seeds being planted. What you do in the present will determine what happens in the future. Do not be afraid of wanting too much. Okay? Go the limit in writing down your wants. Change the list daily, adding to it or taking from it until you have it about right. Do not be discouraged on the account of changes, as this is natural. There will always be changes and additions to the accomplishment and increase in desire. So every day you're either going to add to it. Okay, boom. You wrote down 10 things today. Then you want to write another 10 things small. Whatever it is, keep adding to it until you feel right. Okay? Until you feel right. This is very important. Until you feel right. Very, very, very key. Okay? Now, here's the plan. This is what he says. It's so funny. The 3 things you got to do. Every day, number 1, you got to read the list of what you want 3 times each day. Morning, noon, and night. Okay? That's number 1. These are the 3 things you got to do. This is what the book tells you to do. Every day, you got to read the list of what you write down. You got to read it morning, noon, and night. Number 2, think of what you want as often as possible. How many times have we done this, guys? What is the strangest secret in the world? Let's see who my good students are. What is the strangest secret in the world? Let me give you guys a little test right here. Let's see. What is the strangest secret in the world? There you go. Mystic Michelle, Pro Guavo, Veronica, Tanner. There you guys go. Mateo Gribley. We become what we think about most of the time. we become what we think about most of the time. So this is from the book. So notice how all the same, all different people say almost the exact same thing. Write down your goals. Think about it as much as you can, right? Every time you write your goals down, you're thinking about it. Every time you visualize your goal, you're thinking about it. Every time you have your goal card in your pocket and you take it out, you think about it, right? It's all about that. There's so many books we could think of, As a Man Thinketh, Thoughts Are Things. All these different books, they all teach the exact same concepts in just different ways. Okay, these are all seeds being planted. Now, this is an important one. Number 3, listen to this one right here. Number 3 says, do not talk to anyone about your plan except to the great power within you, which will unfold your objective mind, the method of accomplishment. That's something we can't be doing, right? Do not talk to anyone about your plan except the great power within you. When he's talking about that great power within you, he's talking about God. He's talking about your higher power, what you believe in, the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, right? Do not talk to anyone about your plan except the great power within you, which will unfold your objective mind, the method of accomplishment. What does that mean? Remember how we always say you can't know the how. Appreciate you, Maddie. You don't need to know the how. You just need to know what you want. My mentor Matt always told me that. The how does not matter. You just need to know what you really want. So realize how all these different books, the Think and Grow Riches, okay, right? The Think and Grow Riches, the Psycho-Cybernetics, the Power of Awareness. You name all the books that we talk about on Mornings When I Know. Now this book that was, given to me by one of my little brothers, like I said, it works, right? The famous red little book that makes your dreams come true. He's also saying it as well, right? He says that the great power within you, which will unfold your objective mind. Let me ask you guys a question. Let's see who actually knows this. Is your objective mind your conscious mind or your subconscious mind? Who knows this? Just because I know some people don't know this information, so let me make sure that everybody understands this. Is your objective mind your conscious mind or your subconscious mind? Let's see. Let me see. Man, for the first time, a lot of people are wrong on this call. It's not your subconscious mind. That's your subjective mind. Your subjective mind is your subconscious mind. Subjective. Your objective mind is your conscious mind. Make sure you guys write that down because a lot of you guys got that wrong. Okay, it's okay, right? That's why we do this, right? So that I can teach you guys. Oh, no, not my dyslexia. My sis being on the call. So your objective mind is your conscious mind. No, what is your conscious mind? It is your thinking mind. Okay, it is your thinking mind. It's right now what you're thinking on a day-to-day basis. That's your thinking mind, your objective mind. Your subconscious, which is the subjective, is your emotional mind. That's the one that controls your emotions, the one that determines your habits, the one that determines your deeply ingrained thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay, make sure you guys write that down. That's a very important topic right there for everybody to keep conscious of. So what he's saying is to reread it now again, right? Reread it one more time from the top. This is what you got to do every day. Every day, think about this. Imagine if every day you did this, okay? You woke up every day, you grabbed your journal at some point in the morning, and the moment you wake up, you open up your list and you read the list of what you want 3 times each day, morning, noon, and night. So remember, all you got to do is write down the list one time. Write down the list of what you want one time. Then every morning when you wake up, what I would do is, instead of, let's say, for example, this is, let this phone, let the journal represent the journal, and let this little red book represent my phone. Every day you have a choice, right? Are you going to wake up and grab your phone? Sorry. Are you going to wake up and grab your journal and read your goals? Or are you going to wake up and grab your phone and get distracted? If I were you, I would go to sleep with both of them right next to each other. And when you wake up, this has to be something that you do within the first 5 minutes of you waking up, right? So what I would do is we want to put God first. So what I would do is the first thing I would do is I would wake up and pray. But once I'm done praying, boom, I would jump right into reading my goals out loud, right? What do I want? This is what I want. The second thing is think about what you want as often as possible. So I need to set up actions throughout the day. I need to set up reminders throughout the day to remind me of what I want all the time, right? If you guys were listening to the podcast before I started this call, I was talking about the times when I was living in Arizona and how we pasted all the pictures and all the goals of what we wanted all around the house because we wanted to saturate our minds with the things that we wanted. We saturated our minds with the goals, with the houses, with the places we wanted to travel to, with the amount of money we wanted to make a month. We put it everywhere in our rooms. We put it on our ceilings. We put it in our bathroom walls. We put it on in front of the toilet. We put it on the refrigerator. We put it on the wall as we're walking out of the door. We put it everywhere on the cabinets, you name it, because the goal was to saturate our mind because we understood that we become what we think about most of the time. So if I look to the left and I see my goals, if I look right, I see my goals. If I look up, I see my goals. If I go to use the refrigerator, I see my goals. If I go use the bathroom, I see my goals. If I go take a shower, I see my goals. What am I doing? I'm becoming what I think about most of the time. I understand that concept. As a man thinketh, so he will become. So you have to do this, guys. You gotta do these things. I know they sound crazy. I know they sound like, damn, Nano, why do I need to do this? Trust me, this stuff works like a charm, right? Because let's be honest here, guys. If you write down your goals on your piece on your, let's say you write down, let's say you be like, all right, Nano, I'm gonna write it down. But then if you don't have proof of it everywhere, it's gonna be hard for you to always be thinking about it. It's gonna be hard for you to always be thinking about it. So you need to set up little reminders because how does the saying goes? Out of sight, finish it for me in the chat. If it's out of sight, what is it? I'm gonna be testing you guys today. I want to. If it's out of, what is it? It is out of mind. So if you can't see it, it's not gonna be on your mind. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So even though you wrote it down and you read it in the morning, throughout the day, it's gonna be out of your mind because you don't see it. So you need to set up little reminders in your room, in your house, in your refrigerator, in the places where you spend a lot of your time at. That's what I would recommend. If you spend a lot of time in your room, set up a couple reminders. Get a Post-it note. Go print out a couple of things. Right? If you know you use the bathroom a couple times a day, right? You use it to go to the bathroom, use it to shower, use it to brush your teeth. Set up a couple of things in your bathroom about your goals, right? You know you go to the refrigerator a lot. Set a little reminder at the door of the refrigerator to remind you of your goals, right? You know you lay down in bed and you like to sleep in bed. Paste it on the ceiling of your wall. On the ceiling. Literally paste a goal on the ceiling so you can always be seeing it. Because if it's inside though, it's in mind. Yeah, Mina, we got to go back to the basics, sis. That's the fact. We got to go back to the basics. We got to go back to the stuff that works. Okay? This is how I was able to move out of this 3-bedroom apartment. Guys, I live in the hood. Okay? I live in the hood here in New York City. I embrace where I'm from. I love where I'm from. I wouldn't be the person that I am if it wasn't for this, but this is what I had to do. My mom would walk into my room and be like, what are all these pictures? What are all these books? What are you doing? She couldn't understand it. She didn't understand why I had a Post-it note, attached to our bathroom window. She didn't understand that. She didn't understand why there was a gold card in front of the toilet. It's in front of the toilet paper. Like she like, what is my son doing? She didn't understand why there was a gold card attached to the ceiling on my bed in front of my bed. She didn't understand that, but I did. Because I understood that whatever I had in my mind constantly over and over and over again, you will become. You will become that. And in the beginning, it sounds crazy. And at the beginning, it's like, man, could that really work? But like I've always told you guys, you have to be naive, like innocent enough to be like, you know what? Let me just try this. Let me just give it a chance. I don't have nothing to lose. Let me just give it a chance, right? And that's what he says. Think about it as often as possible. And then number 3 is don't talk to anyone about your plan except to the great power within you. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about your plans to your friends, to your family, to this. Keep that all to yourself. Because all that's doing is you're giving power away. You're giving power away. I've actually realized I've been doing the same thing, talking about the things that I want. I'm going to stop doing that after reading this book because I'm giving out the power. I'm taking power away from my goals every time I say something of what I want to do. So I only need to talk to God about this. The only person I can talk to about my goals and my plans and what I want in life, I need to talk to God. That's it. The great power within you, which will unfold your objective mind, the method of accomplishment. And that's what's going to happen. It's literally that simple. But it goes with the training that I'm talking about, the full circle development, right? All these things that I do, the little morning routines, the writing down of the goals, the reading a couple of pages of a great book, the visualizations every morning, the audios, all of these things, they make the biggest difference in life, guys. I know you guys have heard me say this maybe 1,000 times, but you got to keep hearing it. Even me telling you guys this on this call reminds me how much I still got to do a little bit more of it. I got to write down my goals more. They talking about writing down morning, noon, and night. It makes me realize how much more I got to visualize, how much more I got to read, how much more I got to journal, how much more I got to script, how much audios more I got to listen to. Like, it makes you realize how much more we have to do. So going back to the training, the full circle development, it starts with the seed. And the question for all of you that I have on this call is, what seeds have you been planting lately? What seeds have you been planting lately? The other day, while we were on the yacht, so funny, we were on the yacht for my birthday. And one of my friends, she asked me, she was like, hey, Nano, what are the top 3 things you want this year? Right? For my birthday, it was my birthday. So she was like, yo, what are the top 3 things I want this year? And I said, boom, 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 boom. Really quick. Top 3 right away off the top of my head. It was like I was ready and prepared for that question. She like, damn, that was fast that you knew that fast. And you know what's funny? My whole life, I prepared for somebody to ask me that question because I remember what my mentor told me. He said, Nano, if you don't know your goals, like you know your address and you know your name, you're not clear on your goals. He said, let me test you real quick. He said, give me your full name, Kevin Torres, Nano Torres. He said, give me your address, 5 something West, this street, New York, 132. I don't even got to think about it. He said, now tell me what your goals are. And I was like, my goals. He said, you failed. That's how he tested me. He said, you failed. That's it. It wasn't even 3 seconds. He said, you failed. That's it. He said, you're not clear on what you want. That's the first step right there. He said, right there, that's the reason why you're not where you want to be at. And I remember sitting there like, that was one of the first times in my life where I felt very bad. Like, I was like, damn, bro, like, sheesh. No wonder I'm struggling, like you finally realize that you really don't know what you want. And remember the first step to success, right? Who knows what the very first step to success is? What is the very first step to getting what you want in life, right? What's number 1? Does anybody know? What's the first step to success? Define what you want, your desire, the goals. You got to define what you want. That's all it is. That's the first step to success is define what you want. Get clear on your goals. You got to know what you want. That's literally the first step. What do you want? Okay. Define what you want. So he asked me, Nano, what's your name? Kevin Torres. Nano, where do you live? 55 West, this street, New York, 132. He like, you see how you knew that? You didn't even got to think about your name. You don't even got to think about your address. He said the same way you know your address and your name is the same way you got to know your goals. He said the person that is not clear on what they want will never be successful. It's not about what you think you want. You need to know exactly what you want. Is that clear? A lot of people think they want this. They think they want that. They think. And at the time, that's what I was doing. I was thinking that I wanted this, and that. He said, no. He said, you got to get clear on exactly what you want. So when my friend asked me the question, hey, Nana, what are the 3 things you want to accomplish this year? Without hesitation, I want this, and I want this. Done. And I'd even said it in the right terms. I'm so happy and grateful now that. Boom. I'm so happy and grateful now that. I'm so happy and grateful now that. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody in the y'all was surprised, like, damn, man, that's what you want for real? Sheesh, lit. And you want more? Without even hesitating. If you're on this call, if I were to right now stop you and ask you, hey, Jamila, hey, Emmy, hey, Raj, hey, Amanda, hey, Dee, hey, Heather, hey, Kyrie, hey, Selena, hey, Liko, hey, what do you want? Go, boom. And you hesitate and you're like, you failed. You failed. You failed. You don't know what you want. You got to know exactly what you want. Okay? Very, very, very important. So if that makes sense with number 1 when it comes to planting the seed, put a 1 in the chat box real quick for me if that makes sense. You got to write this stuff down, guys. This is simple information, but it makes all the difference. Okay? It makes all the difference. Okay? So number 1 was the seed, right? Now, number 2 is what we like to call the foundation, the soil. The foundation, the soil. Now, in reality, I always tell people, you know, your foundation is going to be built around a couple of things. It's going to be built around your routine, your skills, your relationships, and God. That's a lot of what your foundation and soil is going to be built around. All right, a routine that you follow every single day. Okay, the skills that you develop, the relationships with the people in your life, and God and the higher power, you know, with all respects to what you guys believe in. Okay, that's what you build your foundation around. So you got to sit down and ask yourself that. Well, Nano just gave me the 4 things that I'm going to build my foundation around. Do I have a routine? Number 1, right? Do you have a routine that you can follow each and every single day? I had one of my students yesterday ask me, she said, Nano, how do you stay so disciplined even on the days where you don't feel like showing up? And I was like, that's a great question that I get a lot. And I told her, I was like, it's simply just my routine that allows me to keep showing up. Because remember, a routine is, think about a job. Regardless of what's happening in your life, okay, you know that if you're working a job, you got to be there from, let's say, people that work a regular 9 to 5, right? Nothing wrong with it. But most people that work a job, they're in a routine. You know, they wake up, they get ready, they go to work 9 to 5, they get home, so on and so forth, right? So that routine, that's something that we do every day, at least 5 days a week. For my people that work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, the regular work hours, right? That's a routine. Now, notice how, regardless of how you're feeling, you still got to go out and do your routine. So regardless if you're sad, if you're sick, under the weather, if you're going through something, challenges, relationships, this, regardless of what's happening, you still got to go and do your routine, right? Which is go to work no matter what's happening in your life. Am I right or am I wrong? Right? No matter what happens, you still got to go and do it. So the same thing goes with your personal development routine. regardless of what's happening in your life, you got to have a personal development routine that you follow. So, same way that you would show up for a job that is for somebody else is the same way you got to be willing to show up for yourself every day. What is your personal development routine? Okay, I know I go over this many times. I'm not going to take too long on this topic, but what is your personal development routine? Do you have one? Something you do every day, no matter what. Every day when we wake up, every day I visualize. Every day I read. Every day I journal. Every day I listen to audios. Every day I pray and practice gratitude, right? Right? This is my routine. Number two, the skills I develop. Right? I've learned amazing skills. I think the most amazing skill that you could learn is the skill of sales. Sales is the best thing that you could ever learn how to do. Learning how to sell. Every company, everything out there is all sales. That's all it is at the end of the day. That was one of the best skills that I ever learned in my life, which was sales. Right? Sales and network marketing are hand in hand. Because at the end of the day, network marketing is sales as well, right? We call it sharing, but it's sales, right? We got to sell people on the idea that, this product or service can really help people, right? Just like everybody else is selling us their things. Think about it, guys. We're always being sold at all times. I had to sell you guys to jump on this call. Okay? On TV, on Instagram, we're always being sold a new product, a new service, a new this, a new that. We're always being sold. So instead of you always being sold to and being the consumer, the best thing you could do is become the producer so that you're always not being sold. Now you're doing the selling. One of the things my mentor always told me, he said, Neno, you got to always be selling something, bro. You got to find something to always sell. Always sell something. You can't just sit there and not. And like I said, this is one of the valuable skills that I learned, learning how to sell. Right? I sell multiple different things. I've journals, merch, education, private mentorship. I sell, speaking engagements. There's always, and I'm looking for more ways to create more. Right? Think about it, guys. When you convince somebody, to go out with you somewhere, that's a sell. Right? If you guys are in relationships, right? You had to sell yourself to your partner. That was a sell. Right? Remember, it's all about the perspective. So you got to learn skills that are going to get you paid, guys. I learned how to do all these things, right? Within the network marketing space, okay? I'm a professional. Regardless of what people say about the network marketing industry and, MLM and pyramid schemes and all this other things that people say about it, remember, all those people were amateurs. That's why they failed. That's why they're talking bad about it. That's why they never got a chance to see success. I'm a professional network marketer. I mastered all the skills. I made the multiple six figures. I went to the Association for Network Marketing Professionals. I've been at all the GoPros. I've read all the books. I'm a professional. As a professional, I get paid the big bucks. Some people didn't take the time to become professionals in the game, and that's why they never got the chance to succeed within the network marketing space. That's why I just laugh at people when I see people talk down on the network marketing space, because in reality, in my opinion, there's no space better than this. There's no space better than this, right? So, and this is not me trying to sell you guys on network marketing. I'm just trying to let you guys know the real. I learned a very valuable skill. But not only did I learn network marketing and sales, I learned how to trade. I learned how to invest into crypto and Web3. I learned how to build e-com stores. My sister Mina taught me how to monetize my social media so I can make money, okay? Through Reels, through YouTube, through all these different places. I've learned how to do that. I've learned how to travel for a discount, okay? I've learned how to promote my brand and get paid for speaking engagements. I've learned all these different skills, okay? And that's just to name a few. So you got to learn skills, and you got to ask yourself, what skills am I going to learn that's going to solve a problem out there? What skill am I going to learn that's going to solve a problem out there? My skills solve a problem. Sales, everybody needs it. Trading is a skill that you can learn right from the comfort of your home and phone, that if you learn, it can help you a lot. Is everybody going to do it? No, but it's a skill. Everybody should be investing into crypto. You know, they told me the other day, they said, hey, Nano, right now, crypto is not something that right now that is not mandatory, but eventually it will be mandatory because everybody's going to have to learn about it at one point. So just keep learning it. E-commerce, right? We're always, you know, I learned how to build my own store, right? Instead of me being the one always consuming on Instagram and buying, let me learn how to build my own store so now I can sell. Let me learn how to monetize my social media so now I can make money through social media instead of just me pointless scrolling. Right now, social media, I'm not getting paid thousands yet on social media, but I'm getting paid an extra few $100 every single month through social media and YouTube. That helps me pay for the light bill, that helps me pay for my Wi-Fi. Can't complain. It helps me pay a couple bills. Those are bills I don't got to pay anymore, right? This is the way you got to think, the skills, right? Number 3, right? You got to have the right people in your life, guys. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Who are you spending time with? Who are your friends? Who are the people you're spending the most time talking to on a day-to-day basis? Build the right relationships. And if you don't have the opportunity to do so, go network with other people. Go join communities. You know, find out who has elite mentorship groups around there. Find out events. Join something where you can surround yourself with the right positive people. One of the things that my network marketing business did for me, is surrounded me with the right people. Okay, regardless of what we do or sell, whatever, it surrounded me with people that are successful. Because one thing that I learned is that rich and wealthy people, they use network marketing as a wealth building tool. So there's a lot of rich people within this space. So I've met a lot of rich people. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are my friends. They're all 8-figure earners. They're all making 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50, 60, even up to $80 million. These are my friends. These are my brothers. I'm at their family parties. I'm at their weddings. I'm at their baby showers. You know what I'm saying? And these people have made this amount of money, but I would have never met those people had it been for this industry, because I joined a community. You got to surround yourself with the right people. Not saying that you need to cut off your friends, because you don't cut off your friends. I didn't cut off my friends. I love my friends. I was with my friends last night, you know, but I had to, like I said, you got to leave them to lead them. Sometimes you got to leave your group of friends so you can be able to lead them, and you got to develop a new circle. Right? They say if you don't get inspired by your circle, then change your circle. Change it. Change your circle. Your friends are very important. That was number 3. And then number 4, in terms of the foundation, is God. God, the universe, in all respects to whatever you believe in. The higher power, whatever it is. I believe in God, Jesus Christ, right? Very happy about that. And that's all in respect with what you believe in. But what is your connection with your higher power, with your creator? What is that connection like? Right? Do you have a strong relationships with your creator? Do you pray every day? Do you tithe every week? You know, are you obedient? You know, are you doing all the right things? Are you living in the principles of the Almighty? Right? These are all basic things. And look, I'll tell you what, if you don't build your business with God at the foundation, he will destroy whatever you build so you can build it all over again. You don't believe me? As a matter of fact, this journal right here, I remember this journal because it's my smallest journal. But I used to call this the struggle journal, because this was the journal right here when I lost my 6-figure income back to $1,000 income. Right? As a matter of fact, I could probably read to you guys a couple of things. Let me see if I can find some good stuff here for you guys. This was 2020. Let me see. Let's see what I see here. This shit used to be tough. I remember in February I had a tough time. Let me see. Look, this was on February 3rd, 2020. I wrote this down. Every day I'm grateful for the blessings that are happening in my life. I had a great day filled with productivity and breakthroughs. Things are getting better every day. Staying positive and focus on the positive seed is the key. Each challenge is here to make me grow. I wasn't ready then, but I'm ready now. I'm really being tested right now. My bro Rob said at the event, to whom much is given, much is tested. This is a test to see how I'm going to handle myself. I will never fold. We're going to work through all our struggle and develop an abundance mindset. Thank you for everything, God. I am ready to receive more. I'm in a constant state of receiving. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? So I remember this time I was really, really struggling, like really, really bad. Right? Look right here. February 4th. A lot of challenges have been put in my path. God gives his hardest challenges to his toughest warriors. I'm grateful for them. I already see myself winning this challenge. It feels so good to receive all the lessons and blessings that this challenge has to offer. We never quit, we never fold, and we keep pushing through everything. I have a lot to learn, and this life comes with a tons of hardships to make me stronger. So thank you, God. So think about this. This is my mindset. So even though I'm struggling, even though I'm going through it, notice how I'm talking about it, but I'm talking about how I'm going to overcome those challenges, right? Listen to this. This is a real one right here. I want to take this. This was written on Wednesday, February 5th, 2020. We're talking about almost 4 years ago. I want to take this journal entry to be completely honest. This is how I know I'm about to say some real stuff. Listen to this. I want to take this journal entry to be completely honest with myself. For the last few days, my mind hasn't been in vibrational harmony with my desires. I've been too focused on the lack mindset, lack of money, lack of people in my business, and just lack in general. But that's not benefiting me at all, and it's only attracting more negative thoughts into my life. This is all part of the learning process, though, Nano. I am working every day to get my mind where it needs to be. Moving forward, I'm only going to focus on what I truly want. The thoughts of negativity are good because they help me truly define what I really, really want. So I'm going to be aware of my thoughts all day and practice pivoting. Pivoting is where I switch a negative thought to a positive one, from lack thoughts to abundance thoughts. I am so happy and grateful now that I have an abundance of positive thoughts flowing into my life. Thank you. I have a huge event in the Frank Sinatra room today. I am super excited for what's coming, and this next run will take my team and I into new levels. Before your greatest achievements, you will be knocked down. To whom much is given, much is tested. This is a test. I will ace it, and I'll be ready to take on any challenges. So realize, guys, these are the things I'm writing down. This is real stuff. This is real stuff. I'm writing this down. This is why I'm so grateful. Because had I never wrote that down, I would have never known what happened on February 5th, 2020. This is what I always tell people. Document your journey. Document it. Look, I just read to you guys a couple of pages. Look at this. The whole journey has been documented. And that's not including the ones I have in Miami. I have like another 2 more in Miami. My whole journey has been documented, guys. Every struggle, every up, every down, every hardship, every heartbreak, everything has been documented. You see how that works, right? These were all seeds planted. I could find journal entries right there in those journals that I could literally find journal entries where I wrote down the things that I live today. I could go journal by journal and find out all the things that I wrote down in the past that I live today. This is why I tell you guys that. How long have you been writing a journal? Since I started Mornings with Nano, 5 years. 5 years I've been doing journal entries for. I have over 10 journals. I do about 2 a year, one every 6 months. And I get my journals on Amazon. Look up Moonster journals, Moonster leather journals. That's where I buy my journals. That's the best journals. Because remember, the goal eventually in life is to take all these journals, right, and put them in a library like this, right? I'm going to label them right here. From the years that I started them, right? Boom. And then my kids and my grandkids and my family one day will be able to pull it out and be like, let me see what Nano was doing, June 2020 to June 2021. Boom, boom, boom. Let me read the entries. Let me see what his mind was like. Let me see how he overcame the challenge. Let me see the books he was reading. Boom, 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 boom. And long after I'm gone, my kids and my grandkids will be able to read, yo, look at how Grandpa Neno did it. I'm not just thinking about now, guys. You guys got to think, guys. I'm thinking about I'm leaving a legacy. What I'm building here is a legacy. I'm breaking generational curses and I am creating generational wealth for my family. I'm not here to just do anything small. You need to understand that, guys. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like the people that you guys follow. I'm not like your friends. I am very unique in a very specific way. I am committed to a legacy. You heard my mindset. I'll never quit. I'll never fold. I'll never stop. That's the mindset. I've installed this in my mind. I live in an abundance mindset. This is what I want you guys to establish as well. You don't have to be like Nano, but be that version of yourself in your own way. Be that version of yourself. Create a legacy. You wanna make sure that you're remembered. This is what my mentor always told me. He said, Nano, you died twice in this lifetime. You died twice. The first time you die is when you physically die. The second time you die is the last time your name is mentioned. He said, Neno, how long after you pass is your name going to be mentioned? Is it only going to be mentioned for a week? Is it going to be mentioned for a month? Is it going to be mentioned for a year? Or is it going to be mentioned for a lifetime? That's the question. And my goal is a lifetime, right? Type lifetime in the chat box. No, not lifetime. Type 888 in the chat box to represent the infinity. Type 888 in the chat box if you want to leave a legacy that lasts the lifetimes. That your kids talk about what you did. Yo, you remember great grandma Sarah? She was the one that broke the generational curses. Great grandmother Holly was the one that broke the generational curses, right? Great grandpa Mark Sanders was the one that broke the generational curses, right? That your kids and grandkids and your family, have portraits. Look, like we have portraits of my little brother. Look, I have this baby picture of myself over there. Portraits. Look at great grandmother, great grandfather. They was the one that opened the door for us. The reason why we live in this mansion, the reason why we live in abundance, the reason why our life is taken care of is because of the sacrifices that my great grandmother or my great grandfather made. That's the kind of mindset we all got to have. Remember, the receipt was given to us. We got to pay this in full. We can't think of passing this down to anybody. We got to pay this price in full. It's the hardest one, but you make it easier for everybody coming behind you. So number 2 is the foundation for everything to come back full circle, right? Number 3, we only have 2 more and we're done here. Just give me 5 more minutes. Number 3 is the ripple effect. Number 3 is the ripple effect. Now you got your seed, you got your foundation. Now the ripple effect, if you do it in terms of, let's talk about a plant, right? I plant a seed, boom. I put the right soil over it, right? Now, what is something I got to do consistently now for that seed to grow, guys? What do I have to do now every single day? Right? What do I need to do every other day or consistently over time? I planted the seed. I got the right soil on it. Like Regine said, I got to water it out. I got to give it sunlight. I got to talk to it every day. This is what's called the ripple effect. It's what you're going to do every single day now. What are you going to do every day now? And this includes not just your morning routine, but what actions are you going to take on a day-to-day basis? What are your actions? Every single day now. It's the ripple effect. Every day you got to show up. Because what happens if we don't show up? What happens if we don't water it? What happens if it doesn't get sunlight? It dies. And you know what happens with a lot of us, believe it or not, even myself at the beginning, I would plant a lot of seeds, and a lot of my seeds in the beginning, they just died. A lot of my seeds at the beginning of the journey, they died. Because I would plant them, but then I wouldn't nurture them. So what happened? They end up dying. You know, that's what ends up happening. So every day it has to be something that you do every day, every day, every day. Monday, Tuesday. This is why I always tell people mornings with Nano was my biggest blessing. One of my biggest blessings was mornings with Nano. Why? Because I committed to doing these calls every single day, Monday through Friday. Before we used to do them at 9 a.m. Then we changed to 10 a.m. But guys, I've been doing these calls every day now for literally 5 years. For 5 years, June 20th, in 2 weeks will be 5 years that I've been doing these calls every single day. I think I did them 3 times a week towards the end of 2023 because I was doing a lot of traveling and I was on tour and so on and so forth. But outside of that, I've done them more than 95% of the time for five days a week. And I'm doing them again 5 days a week. Every day. That's me watering the seed every day. Every day, every day. Think about every day jumping on a call and doing a call for free for people, just to give people value and teach people about the things that you learn and talking about your journey. Every day, no matter what's going on in life, I come here and I do these calls. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going through something right now and life is, falling apart behind me, God forbid. I'm good, thank God, but every day I still showed up. You know how many times I sat in this chair right here going through the biggest struggles of my life and I still showed up and did the calls? It's about doing the things every single day. It was like I was taught early in my career. I was taught, Nano, no matter what happens in your life, every day you got to go out and lay a brick. Lay a brick. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if you're under the weather. I don't care if it's snowing. I don't care if it's 0. I don't care if you got your heart broken. I don't care if people don't believe in you. I don't care if your parents this. Every day you go out and you lay a brick. The only thing you can control is you going out and laying that brick. You can't control what everybody else does. But what you can control is you going out every day and laying a brick. And those words always stuck with me. I don't know, there were certain things that mentors told me very early on, things that I learned that always stuck with me. Every day, just go out and lay a brick. No matter what is happening in your life, lay that brick every day. And it goes back to the full circle moment, going back to what we're talking about. Think about it, guys. If every day I'm laying a brick, day in, day out, eventually at one point, those bricks that I'm laying is going to turn into a house. It's going to turn into a mansion. In the beginning, you may not see it because you're just laying the bricks. But you do that for a couple of months, couple of years, and you'll get yourself that mansion. But every day you just went out and laid that brick. Let's be honest, guys. How many of us have laid a brick every single day this year? Have you been laying bricks every single day this year? Have you been watering your seeds every single day this year? Remember, time is either going to promote you or it's going to expose you. It's not me that's going to expose you. I don't expose anybody. That's not my job. And it's not my job either to promote you as well. Okay? My job here is to develop you, to hold you accountable, and celebrate you when you accomplish your goals. Time is going to promote you or it's going to expose you. You're either going to get promoted in a couple of months to years, or you're going to get exposed, which means you'll be stuck in the same exact place that you were a year later. The worst place that you could be a year from now is in the exact same place that you are today. I don't care if you only move 2 or 3 steps forward, you're better than you were last year. Guys, we're almost 6 months into the new year, guys. Wake up. Seriously. Look at how fast time is flying. Look at how 6 months. It feels like just yesterday we were celebrating 2024, and look, it's already June. Summer's gonna fly. Summer's always super fast because everybody's on vacation, everybody's having fun, blah, blah, blah. Then comes September, you already know Halloween's around the corner, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the year's gone. 2025. Make sure you change. Okay. So that was number 3, the ripple effect. It's also one of my favorite books. It's called The Compound Effect. It talks about the compound effect that if you do something consistently enough each and every single day over a long period of time, eventually you'll have the breakthroughs. Eventually you'll have breakthroughs. So you got to have the ripple effect. All right. And then last but not least, number 4. All right. Number 4 is one of the most important ones, which is embracing change and adaptation. Sorry. Embrace change and adaptation. That's number 4. And we wrap it up right there. And what do I mean by embrace change and adaptation? Well, you got to remember, life is unpredictable and full of unexpected twists and turns. And that's facts. It's the truth. Your life is going to be filled with so many unexpected twists and turns. Put a 2 in the chat if you've dealt with some unexpected twists and turns in the journey in the last 1 or 2 years, right? Put a 2 in the chat box if you've experienced any kind of things that you didn't even expect, something that you didn't even predict. Embrace change and adaptation, right? We all have. We could all put 2s in the chat boxes. I promise you, some of us probably wish that we knew that those things were going to happen, but we didn't. So we have to go into the journey, okay, understanding that you're going to get hit with a lot of unpredictable things. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to face those fears. You're going to have to invest back into yourself. You're going to have to do things that you've never, ever, ever done. How does the saying goes? The saying goes, you got to do things you've never done to get things you've never had. You got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And when you get smacked around and you get knocked down, you got to get back up. That's the name of the game. You got to embrace the change. You got to embrace the challenge. You got to embrace these things. You got to embrace them. I'm telling you. Because if you don't, then it's going to get difficult for you throughout the journey. It really is. You got to embrace them, and you got to almost accept it for what it is. Because when you ask for something, remember, when you ask for something, you don't just ask for what you want. You also ask for the journey that comes with it. So you ask to move out of your parents' house, you also ask for that journey. You ask for $1 million, you also ask for the $1 million journey. You ask to make 6 figures, you ask to become a successful trader, you ask to become a successful business owner, successful real estate investor, whatever it is, whatever you ask for, you also ask for the journey that comes with it. So embrace the change and the adaptation, okay, that comes with it, okay? And those are the 4 ways that things come full circle. Those are the 4 ways. I'm going to repeat them one more time so we can wrap it up right here. Right, number 1 is the seed. Right, you want to know how your present shapes your future. Number 1 is the seed. Number 2 was building the solid foundation based around the 4 things that we talked about. We talked about the routine. We talked about the skills. We talked about the friends and family in your life, which are your relationships. And we talked about God and the higher power. That's your foundation. Then we talked about number 3, the ripple effect, the constant actions done over a long period of time. And then number 4 is, last but not least, the embracing change and adaptation. Embrace it. There's going to be a lot of changes in this game. This is the things, I swear, guys, I do these calls and I listen to myself and I'm like, I needed to hear everything I heard today. No matter how many, think about it, guys. Nothing I said today was out of this world. I gave you guys a lot of good tips. I gave you guys a lot of good ideas. I read to you guys a couple of things from my journal. But if you think about it, guys, a lot of the things I said today was things that we've already heard, things that we've already understood. You know what I'm saying? So how much longer until we actually start to consistently apply this information? That's the name of the game. All right, guys. So those right there are the 4 ways for you to have full circle development and how your present will determine your future. If you guys got value from today's call, put a 444 in the chat box. Thank you guys so much. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube, please subscribe. Now we're on the road to 20K subscribers. Okay. One day you'll jump on this call and I'll have 100K subscribers. But as of now, we'll be grateful for the 10K, right? You got to be grateful for 10 before you can even get 100. So I'm very, very grateful for the 10. Subscribe to this. Leave a like, leave a comment below. Let me know what was the biggest thing. What was your biggest takeaway in the comments? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section below. What was your biggest takeaway from today's call? Okay. I appreciate you guys all so very much. I'm going to be flying to Barcelona, Spain tomorrow. So if you guys are in the Barcelona area, let me know. Send me a message. Send me a text. I'm flying out there tonight. So we will be having Mornings with Nano tomorrow as well for my people in my private group, because I'll be already landed by then. But I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I'm going to do a quick prayer for all of us, just practicing some gratitude. And we're going to end it right there. Everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, we thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Thursday morning. Today has been an amazing day filled with so much wisdom and just so much knowledge that we all needed. So we just want to say thank you for always pouring back into all of us. Thank you for giving us the clear directions on the things that we got to do on a day-to-day basis to grow and become a better version of ourselves. Thank you for always standing by our side through the good and through the bad and holding our hands through this process. Thank you for creating a community that we can grow around, that we can celebrate, that we can hold each other accountable. We are very, very grateful for it all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for our health. Thank you for our families. Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for the abundance of money that's flowing into our lives. Thank you for the abundance of ideas that is flowing into our lives. Thank you for the challenges that help us grow and become better versions of ourselves. Thank you for this foundation. Thank you for everything that you do for us, God. From the bottom of my heart, I speak on behalf of everybody on this call. We are all truly grateful for all that you do for us. We don't want to ask for anything today. Today, we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So we love you so much and we appreciate you so much. In God's name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. All right, guys. So with that being said, one more time, just type a thank you in the chat box. Not for me, but for the Almighty God, so that we could just say thank you for all the abundance that's flowing into our lives this summer and everything that's happening. All right, guys. So I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning into Mornings with Nano. I will see you guys again next week on Tuesday for another episode of Mornings with Nano, YouTube edition. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And keep growing, fam. Proud of y'all. Thank you, fam.